Hi everybody, it's Sandra, and in this video I'm going to talk about the fact that we live in the world where people will tell you that you should just get pregnant and give birth, and in that moment you're going to know what to do, when to do it, and everything will come around. You will find your way. There are things that you should put into place before having children, and in this video I'm going to give you 5 things that you have to put into place before having children. And if you're watching this video and you already have children, then you have to start now. So the first thing that you need in order for you to be a parent who is going to successfully raise their children and build their self-esteem, confidence, so that they have a steadfast esteem and self-esteem and confidence. You are going to create a life that where your children are going to have opportunity to succeed. If you want to be that parent, then you have to have financial freedom. Nowadays, so many people are opening their eyes and they are being aware that the public education system is not the best place to put your kids into. It's even the worst place where your child should develop, because you are the product of school. If you are watching now and you went through school and you know that you are dumb, you know that the school system didn't give you what you're supposed to have, because you have low self-esteem, you are not confident, you are unstable emotionally, you don't have the money, you are a slave, your paycheck is not that great. So how can you put your child into a place that produce what you are right now? Let's just say you already know that the public education system is the worst place, but there are still parents who knows that, but because they don't have financial freedom, they have to. So if you are a parent and you are into this situation, I'm just gonna encourage you to push harder so that you're gonna reach that state where your children doesn't have to go to school anymore. Because you have to know this, a child whose parents work from 9 to 5 or even more are orphaned. My mom had to wake up at 6 a.m. and come back home at 9 p.m. and I just saw her and say hi, so I didn't have a mother. Yes, it's hard to say, but it's the truth. Who raised me when you just see your mom 20 minutes a day? And afterward, everybody is so surprised. You don't have my value. I don't understand you. Where are you from? You are not my child. Yes, I'm not your child, because you weren't there. So if you don't want your child to be an orphan, even though you are still alive, then it's time for you, especially for those who doesn't have children now, to build that financial freedom. So the second one will be for you to have emotional stability. You have to be emotionally stable before having children, for those who doesn't have children like myself. Or if you're already a parent, you should start now even asking what is that, because I know so many people doesn't even know what it is. You know, see how fucked up we are. Without that, you can't even build a business, first of all. Without that, you will not be able to teach your children how to persuade, because someone who is unstable emotionally doesn't know how to persuade. You just go into tantrum. And for a lady, if you can be in a relationship with a man and he do something, you just get mad and you're like, I'm not talking to you for 1 month. And so what? Are you gonna do the same with a child? When a child gonna do something that you don't like, are you gonna be like, okay, I'm not talking to you for 1 month? You're just gonna react, you're just gonna be angry, you're just gonna beat them, you're just gonna punish them. And if you want to have children who are confident, you can't beat a child. Like, it should be out of the way. So the next thing that you should really look at is to relearn how to have common sense. We live in a society where everybody just going to, oh, I do it if I feel like it, I will not do it if I don't feel like it. It's like waking up and being a parent and be like, today I don't feel like cooking, and your child should starve because you don't feel like cooking. When you wake up and you don't feel like getting out of bed, is that best? That is not best. So you should learn how to have common sense. You should have a life based on principle instead of having a life based on feelings, emotion. You know, it's like you're a mom and you wake up one day, you're like, I feel like not cooking today. I feel like not breastfeeding my child today. I feel like going out and leaving my baby by himself because I feel like. Life function with principle. Do you think a tree wakes up one day and the tree is like, oh, I'm not doing my job? Think for a second, if the trees, they wake up one day and they're like, oh, I don't feel like giving the oxygen back, we will all die. And this is the same if you as a mom, you don't, for example, take the agreement that you will never raise your hand on your children. This is something that you should actually do so that you're not going to abuse your children. You just don't wake up one day and be like, I feel like beating you. You're like, this is an agreement that I take and I will never do that. In the same way, you have to be in a relationship. You should base that relationship on agreement and principle. Let's just say you know the importance of not sending your children to school, and you then get married with someone who doesn't think like that. And then when you are going to give birth and you're like, and your man is like, oh, when are we sending our child to primary school? You're like, no. And he's like, yes. And you guys start arguing because you guys didn't have an agreement prior before having that child. That's why you should first be intimate with your own agreement. Then, if you are not in a relationship, start a relationship based on those agreements. The last point would be to be part of a community where people are actually doing what we want. Meaning, you should be in a community where you have parents who are educating their children by themselves at home, and they're actually having results. Because yes, people are understanding that the public school system is not the best, but it's not because you are just pulling your children out of school and you are letting them running around. That's not educating a child. So there's actually a way, and there are people who are like, oh, see, this person take their children out of school, but they are actually dumber than my children who are going to school, and the school actually dumbed down. That means this person is actually 100 times dumber than the one who's going to school. That's not great. So just reacting to school and putting your children out of school is not the best things to do. It's to actually understanding why. That's why I say proud that you should have common sense. You should just have common sense and understand why and what does a child need. How can I educate my children? What do I want for my children? And when you decide that, and the only thing should just be to do what is best for all. In doing what is best for your child is you being present, you be patient, not beating them, not punishing them, because every time you beat and punish a child, you're actually lowering their self-esteem and confidence, and they are going to grow and be like, I don't want to talk to people, I'm afraid, I can't do this, you know. So if you want to have all the things that I talked about, for example, financial freedom, you should start now. Even though you are not in a relationship, you should start now creating that financial freedom, so that when you find someone, you can actually be like, oh, this is your responsibility now. instead of now taking all your time to go and work for someone. Why? Because actually building a business is gonna make you grow. It's gonna show you the size of yourself that you didn't even notice or know. So you should not wait and be like, oh, I'm just waiting for a man to do the, but you should start, and by doing that process, you're gonna then find someone and then handling all of that to him. So if you want to be part of the community that I'm talking about, just send me a message to contact is it in English, monafrolibre.com. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye bye.